Yeah, good morning. This is Bang Bang on the Hill. Just a little podcast this morning. Please press the like button and subscribe. Yeah, about dogs this morning. Well, first of all, let's go back quite a bit of time. Yeah, when I moved to Kingston. I mean, when I moved to Kingston, my place was absolutely smashed to pieces. Really, it was smashed to pieces, and we had to do it up. And the first ones we started to do really was the windows. We put all nice windows in it. Took all the old ones out. Put nice windows in, blind, the big blinds, everything. But really nice. And because my Danny, she was pregnant. I decided that I needed security in the house, so I got big cages put on the door, big metal cages on the back, massive, great big metal gates, like metal gate cages. Every window had metal gates, and so it was secure for my Danny. But I still felt it was a bit unsecure at the back, really. So I decided to get a dog, and I was going for the Loop. Do you remember, anybody remember the Loop magazine? So I decided to go to the Loop, and in there was a bull mastiff, and it was in Elephant Castle, and I had to go to the Elephant Castle and get it. It was they said it was quite a big bull mastiff, and that was it. So we was driving around Elephant Castle. It was the back of Thomas and Beckett, more like Emma Cooper's that end. The bar Emma Cooper's. My mate Craig used to mind that. Anyway, and my Craig's a black belt in judo. He's a right hard guy here. Comes from the bush, but he used to be one of the bouncers at the Emma Cooper's pub. Yeah. Anyway, so I went there, and the woman sort of told her to go around the back of the house, and see the dog. And we sort of like hand over the money and get the papers. So I went round the back, and all of a sudden I see this thing. I thought it was the dog. I thought she's got a little, maybe a Jack Russell or something like that. It was on the top, yeah, big thing, yeah. And it was the head. It was the head of this bull mastiff, yeah, just the head. Anyway, I walked up the stairs, woo, woo, and when I looked at it, it was like the head was massive, yeah, but the body was really neglected, really skinny. All the muscle, it was just ribs, all ribs. I'll give the woman the money that she wanted, and I took the dog, and it was absolutely brindle. It was a brindle bull mastiff, and it was absolutely stunning. And I called it Ben. That was the name of the dog, Ben. So obviously it was Ben. So we had a BMW convertible. Danny to put it in the back of the BMW convertible, and it was a nice sunny day. The roof was down. Put it in the back, and put the lead to the back of the seat so it couldn't jump out. And all of a sudden, his motorbike pulled up by the side. I swear to God, Jesus Christ, this bull mastiff went mad. He went mad. I went, hold up, mate, what have we done there, Dan? Have I got the right dog here? You know what I mean? Is it good for us? Yeah. She said, listen, it's good. Look at it, it's done to the bike. It's protecting us, Ray. Anyway, I took it home and looked after it, fed it, kept feeding it, and it was getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Took it to the vets. The vet said, look, it's got a bit of a problem with its ears. And I said, what's the problem? He said, well, we don't know at the moment, but it's got a problem with its ears, yeah? So anyway, I pay a big vet bill. So who cares? There's a dog in it. You're looking after the dog. It's beautiful. It's your dog. And the dog kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And then I decided to get another bull mastiff, right? And she was absolutely stunning. Bieber. She was she was out of this world. And she was just so big, but she had a tooth come through her lip like that, and she looked really vicious, you know what I mean? So I used to put both of them down the stairs, and then I got a kennel, a massive big kennel on top of my patio, on top of this big patio I had, put it on there, and I'd have the two bull mastiffs up there, and one day they had a fight, smashed the kennel to pieces, just wrecked it. The kennel come down in the morning and the kennel was smashed to pieces. So then I decided to put them both downstairs and it made another big kennel. But then I had to start separating it because he was trying to get hold of her and she was too young, yeah. So I put the big dog in one of the gardens and the other one in the other gardens. And it was fantastic. I paid a guy £50 a week to take my dogs for walks. You know, I mean, Richmond Park's only around the corner, but I used to take my dogs to walk myself. But when I ran out of time, I was given £50 a week to take them. Sorry, £50 a day to take them. I had a lot of money, mate. Anyway, all of a sudden I decided to get a bulldog. I bought this bulldog, so I thought, yeah, 3 dogs. I bought this bulldog from Ireland. This bulldog was from Ireland. Massive, mate. Massive. This bulldog was massive. Puppy, but big. And it got bigger and bigger. It was huge. This bulldog was and it really had a grumpy old face, you know. Anyway, so in the end, I was taking him over to the park most mornings, Richmond Park, 12-mile round, walking around the park. I let him off the leads, and the bulldog, I couldn't let the big one off. The big one was a bit much. And the bulldog, he was a little bit of a sod, but not so bad. The bitch was good, but the big dog bull mastiff, he couldn't let him off the lead. You know, he was a bit too much. Anyway. Lovely, love my dogs. Just absolutely love my dogs. And one day, my son loves the dog. Always cuddling it. And this, that, and the other. My son had a few mates in, and my son was at the top of the stairs, and the bull and my big bull mastiff came on to my son. My son cuddled it, and he went. What that Danny? She went. Ray, the dog's got to go. I went, you can't get rid of the dog. The doctor's already told me something on his ears. So I went and see the vet again. The vet took her to a kennel and said she had cancer of the ears, cancer of the ear. And I thought, crikey, you know what I mean? Anyway, I let a friend of Danny's take the dog. This person at the pub, and this dog got straight into the pub, loved the pub. And as soon as anybody, they wanted to clear the pub, they let the dog out, and everybody cleared the pub. Honestly, this bull mastiff was massive. Anyway, the bitch, she was pregnant. She became pregnant, but we didn't know. The big bulldog the big bull mastiff must have got hold of her, and she was too young to have puppies. But I went down to this big kennel, massive kennel, big kennel, and delivered the puppies for her. Put the puppies to her breast, and always went upstairs, and didn't go back. None again feeds the dog. Come back, and the puppies was dying, yeah, and every one of them was dying, and there was really big long pups. Broke my heart, man. They was just dying, and the last puppy I tried to keep, but it died. I took her to the vets, and he just said, look, she's got no milk inside her. She's too young to have puppies, and she couldn't produce the milk, and so all the puppies died. I was gutted, mate. I couldn't even do it myself, but they just died. They all died. I was breaking my heart, really. You know what I mean? And she was so beautiful. And then me and the old man, Danny's dad, had a big punch up in my house, and big patio doors fell in her foot, and I had to get to a private clinic, like a vet, and get her paws done. You know, they put all metal things in her paws. She was smashed to pieces. She was in a bad way for 2 days. Although she wouldn't let me get near her, you know. But we had to go to a vet. The vet came over, see her, put her to sleep, and took her away for about a week. And she came back like this, all her paws done, a bit bandaged up, and we had to look after her, and she became lovely. And then me and my Danny fell out for a little bit of time, and she come back with a Rottweiler. Her dad's Rottweiler, and I thought, we can't look after the Rottweiler, mate. You've got a bulldog, you've got a bull mastiff, this is their home. Anyway, she went into one, and one day we come in there, my bulldog had gone mad. He'd got hold of the Rottweiler, and then he chewed his leg off, mate. I'm not joking. The Rottweiler was crying like anything, and this bulldog had its mouth around my dog's legs. Right, like really going to give it some, yeah? I thought, crikey. Anyway, she what you call it? She got the Rottweiler. She got the Rottweiler off the bulldog. Took it to the vets. They strapped it up, put plaster on it, give it back to the old man. I said, listen, I can't have your dog in my house. We had murders, you know. We was always fighting anyway. So now I've got the bulldog and I've got my bitch, and as everybody knows, someone come in my house one day, come up the back stairs, shot my my dog, and killed it, yeah, and killed my dog, shot it in the chest, and killed it outright. You know what I mean? And I didn't kill it outright, but it was behind the sofa when I went in there, and it was like crying and looking at me, and I took it to the vets. I picked it up, took it to the vets, and just broke my heart, mate. Just broke my heart. I love that dog so much, you know what I mean? And the vet said, look, the bullet's gone in, it's gone all around her body, done all the organs and all that. She's going to die, you know what I mean? So we had to put her to sleep. And it killed me, mate. It knocked my pipe out, you know what I mean? And ever since that time, I was always looking for the people that done it. I mean, I chopped the Indian's hands off with a machete, one hand, with a machete, thinking it was him, because we had a few problems with them, and I thought it was them because they said they were going to come back and cause me havoc. So I found them and chopped his hand off with a machete. Listen, that's what it is. You can't have that, you know what I mean? But we found out later. Then I done Mickey Theo. Said Mickey Theo shot my dog. Me and Mickey Theo fell out and over it, and this, that, and the other. And we was going to fight each other. It never come to that. Mickey Theo slagged me down, but Mickey Theo can't help it. You know, he is what he is. He's got a big mouth, but he's entitled to have a big mouth. He's very good. He was a fantastic bodybuilder, but as a fighter, I don't think he was any good. But maybe, I don't know. Some people say he was in the clubs with Lenny McLean. I believe he got Lenny McLean on the Voids. I don't know how true it was, but I think he did. Lenny McLean blew up when he worked with Mickey Theo. Mickey Theo is a very powerful man. Mickey Theo was sort of telling me that he was inclining 4 plates and all that crap, and I don't know. It's what he's saying, and he done well. He done well in the competition. I mean, I think he went for Mr. Britain or something. There was 5 people, and he came 5th. What bad was it? Well done, Mick. He was 5th out of 5. That's unbelievable. But he was a little bit spoilt. He was on a stage. They gave him a big cup, and he threw it across the stage. I don't want your cup. Well, he's a millionaire, Mick. I suppose he didn't want the cup anyway. But he just gave up bodybuilding, and then went into whatever he went into. He trains every day. I've got to say, he's very, very fit. He trains every day. I've seen him on the bag. I've seen him in the ring, but he's not a lot of good. He tries. He's flat-footed. He's not got much of a bang there. He's very muscle bound. That's what it is. He's very long. His muscles are too short rather than long. You've got to have them long when you're fighting, not short muscles. Anyway, me and Mickey Theo fell out big time. Running me down, this, that, and the other. Him and Porky Pig, or what his name is. But I like Mickey Theo. He is a very, very fit man, and I disrespected him, and I apologise, and that was it, But he didn't never apologise back to me for what he said. But that's Mickey Theo. Mickey Theo's got to do his own thing. And anyway, after that, I went in prison. That's when I said, when I came out of prison, about someone shooting my dog. I thought it was Mickey Theo, because someone said that they used to work with Mickey Theo on the door, and the Mickey Theo said that he was involved with my dog thing, but I don't know. I forget about that. I don't think Mickey Theo loves dogs. I mean, I apologise to him big time about that. I believe that it's true, yeah. Anyway, I was still gutted about my dog being shot, and what can he do? You know what I mean? Anyway, and then me and my Danny fell out, and Danny took my bulldog. Now I've got no dogs. All I've got left is my bulldog. I love my bulldog. So one day she come back to the house, and I wasn't around. I was down the gym. She went upstairs, took most of her clothes, took all the jewellery out of the safe, all the money out of the safe, and a lot of money, a lot of jewellery. She took it all out of the safe, and went round her mum and dad's. I come back to the house, and Danny, and went upstairs, opened the wardrobe, no clothes. I was gutted. She didn't take everything, but she took most things, yeah. And as I had an au pair, we used to have au pairs every couple of 3 months, and pay for their school fees and all that. And anyway, so Danny, because because of the Rottweiler, I used to keep the Rottweiler in the kitchen while the bull mastiffs would be upstairs or outside or whatever. Keep the bull mastiffs outside in the kennel and the bull and my bull mastiffs and the bulldog in the house. Yeah, because I'd done that. When I went back down around Danny's house to see what's going on down at the back, I opened the back door and my poor bulldog, he had a chain around its neck, like a proper chain with a big padlock. The old man was a bit of a bully, mate. He was a bully, and I just disrespect him a lot. But to do that to my little bulldog, he had a big chain around its neck. I couldn't even undo the chain. I tried, and anyway, and the Rottweiler came out, attacked me, and there was murders. You know what I mean? My bulldog was crying, wanting to come back to me, but I tried to get it back. Anyway, police were called and all this sort of things, and I don't get involved. I just went back home and called it a day with the bulldog, and then I left, and that was it, and then prison, and this, that, and the other, lost everything, and got big confiscation orders, and anyway, since that, I come out of prison, and do you know, like, I lived in Harrow. I had a nice little flat, a big back garden, and it was nice. One bedroom flat wasn't like this. It was what, quarter the size of this, but it was a one bedroom flat. I just come out of prison, and to have a flat when you come out of prison is quite nice. Well, not straight away. I was on a hostel for 6 or 7 months. I've always refused 2 or 3 places, and it looked like me going back. It was only my mate Stevie Smith, that got me this flat, and I love Steve for that. I believe Steve's on the run. I don't know how true it is, but that's what I was told. Anyway, Steve, you're missing, mate. All the best, mate. Anyway, and one day I'm walking down the road, and I see this staff across the road running like a lunatic. And I run across the road after it, and I grabbed his collar, yeah, a staff, I was lucky, really, mate. This staff never attacked me, because they can arouse little staffs, don't they? And it was a little bitch, and I grabbed it around the collar, and she was like going mad, and I got hold of her, got her collar tight, and she was absolutely pitch black. She was a black bull mastiff, staff anyway. She had a white chest, yeah, but she was pitch black, so she had to be a yard dog or something in the yard. And anyway, I got hold of it, took it back to my place, bathed it about 5 times, 6 times to get this oil and grease off it, got this stuff put on it, and started to look after it, feed it, and she was absolutely beautiful, yeah. Took her to the RSPCA and the PDSA, PDSA, took her to a PDSA, and they checked her all out and give her jabs and this, that, and the other. And she was okay. She was as good as gold. I was taking her every day, right to we had a big farm near where I live, yeah. Every day I was to take her through Hatch End right to the farm. It's quite a long way. I used to walk about 6 miles a day. Beautiful walks we should do with Steph. I loved that Steph, mate, and she was such a good house dog, and she was absolutely stunning. She loved me to death. And one day she got a bad belly, and she wasn't really eating nothing, so I took her back to the vets, and they give me some steroids for her. I give her the steroids, and she was getting bigger and bigger, bloating out, yeah. And one day she'd gone. She'd just gone. I took her over the park, and she'd gone over these woods in the park, and she's sort of like gone. I couldn't find her. So I'm looking everywhere for her, I couldn't find her. And I thought, I was gutted, mate. It was like really upset me. It's like a kid, isn't it? It's like your family, isn't it? I'm looking everywhere for her, can't find her, mate. Anyway, I'm on a bus going towards Harrow, and I see this guy. I'm not saying he's black, pink, purple, mauve, whatever colour he was, right? I see this guy with my dog on a lead. So I jumped up the boat like a lunatic, right? Oh, wait, what are you doing with my dog, mate? He went, no, man. Oh, whatever, right? It's my dog, yeah? I said, no, it's not, mate. It's my dog. You know what I mean? I said, come, babe. Come. And she come to me, she wagging her tail, and I was stroking her and loving her, And I said, listen, mate, it's my dog. He started. getting really leery, and then all of a sudden a couple of other guys come with him. I thought, oh, hold up, it's on here, it's on top here, you know what I mean? Listen, it's my dog, I ain't letting my dog go, it's my dog, I want my dog back, you know what I mean? I said, listen mate, it's my dog. Well, I said, look, you must have saved her, she must have run, she must have got her, must have saved her, but it's my dog, yeah? And Bieber, you know, another Bieber, I love Biebers. It's my dog, I want her, you know what I mean? And, you know, I'll give you a few bob for her. It's my dog, man, I'm not letting it go. I said, mate, it's my dog. You know what I mean? I went, crack. I've hit him on the chin, not joking. The staff steamed into him. She steamed into this geezer, right, as if like, she was like a lion. She was whipping this guy to pieces. I had to pull her off by her collar, yeah? She, honestly, she was steaming into this guy. The other two, they didn't want to know, man, they was gone. She was going crazy. I pulled her off and she was going mad. Honestly, she had ripped it to pieces. He had no chance because he was already like on his things anyway. He was already gone anyway. You know what I mean? She steamed into him, mate. She meant what she meant it. So what he'd done to her, I don't know. But she steamed into him. I mean, she's my dog, more likely because it's my dog, yeah? And I took her back home. And I never see the guy again or nothing. I used to walk every day around the same sort of plots. Never see the guy, even if I did. You know, even if they come up and stab me or whatever, I said, listen, they ain't going to win the fight in the end of the day, mate. They ain't fighting me, mate. I ain't fighting. Anyway, and I loved her, mate. I loved her to death. Kept taking her back to the vets, the PDSA, to get pills. They give me the steroids for her. And I would wake up in the morning and she'd be like laying in the bed and lovey-dovey and giving her food. And I noticed, yeah, a couple of times that she didn't eat the pills. She spat the pills out, this little cow, yeah? So I was getting the pills, he tried to open the staff's mouth, mate. You've got no chance. It's like a vice, you can't do it, you know what I mean? So I had to tell her, go down the stairs. And she knew, when she goes down the stairs, she's naughty, she's got to stay down the stairs until she comes up and does what I want. Anyway, she come up, open her mouth, I give her the pills. Right, but one day, right, I give her the pills, sweet as a nut. Me and her went for a walk, Hatch End, all around the farm, coming through the back, and then she kept collapsing on the floor. I used to take her miles. It was a hot day, she kept collapsing, so I went into a shop and I bought a big bottle of water, and I put soaked all her neck with the water, soaked all her neck, and I thought, you know, crikey, what's up? Is she all right? You know what I mean? And then she got up and she started walking, she was getting dizzy. And she was getting dizzy, and I kept putting the water on it, and it got near my road, and all of a sudden, she knew she was on my road, and she sort of tried to run. As she ran into a garden, and she knocked all the bins over. She was like drunk, you know, and she was knocking all the bins over, really, you know, made me feel ill. And I picked her up, walked up the road and put her outside the front door, because I thought, because it's really, really hot, outside the front door, it was nice and cool for her. You know, a lot of patio sort of thing. So I left her there. Went upstairs, come back down the stairs, and she was puffing and panting. I mean, her legs was open, wide at the back. She was laying down there. She was puffing and panting. So I picked her back up and took her upstairs, and laid her in a bath with about, quarter inch of cold water, because I thought she's dehydrated, something's wrong with her. So I thrown the water over her, and then I see her eyes going round and round and round. So I put her back on her bed in the kitchen. Mate, I died. I nearly died, mate. You know what I mean? She broke my heart, mate. And because all of a sudden she started crying, and she spewed up, yeah? And when she spewed up, she pooed at the same time, yeah? She was sick and pooed at the same time. The poo was coming out of her like water. And when she spewed up, it was blood. It was all blood coming out of her mouth. I went, oh, bloody hell. I went downstairs, got all the people 2 doors from me, yeah? And which they got a car, never had a car, nothing. Got hold of them, they took my dog. But already phoned the PDSA. I said, look, there's a place in North Harrow you can take it. It's the private clinic. I said, listen, I don't care. Get my dog there, right? I took my dog to the private clinic, picked her up, walked her to the door, and it was the time that the virus was on. So mask, you can't come in. This, that. I took my dog, and they phoned me up and said that your dog your dog has got all blue patches on its underside, and it's got foreign bodies in it. Like it's been poisoned. It's got foreign bodies in it. What she's been eating? Someone's poisoned her, yeah. And I said, look, what can I do? I said, leave her with us for a bit of time, and we'll phone you back, yeah. And anyway, they phoned me back. They said, look, at the minute she's laying in there, she's okay. She's rolling over, rolling her belly and tickling her belly, but she's been sick again, and she's sick in blood, and she's pooing at the same time, which is not a good sign. We believe that she hasn't got long left, you know, and we can operate on her, but we don't know if she's gonna pull through, and she might not pull through. If she does pull through, she won't be able to walk or whatever because she's in a bad way. I said, look, what do you suggest? They suggest, well, the best thing to do, Mr. Hill, is for us to put her to sleep, to be kind. It's a wicked thing to listen. I said, look, please do what you got to do, you know what I mean? And it broke my heart, man. Yeah, I was like, you know, like I told you what, I mean, this is what happened, right? When it happened, and they phoned me up and said, look, she's gone to sleep. We're going to put her in this. And I said, you know, and they told me where she's going to go. She's been buried, this, that, and the other. And anyway, I swear it was like losing a child, you know what I mean? So I went home, yeah. I bought a big bottle of Prosecco and a couple of tins of lager. I don't even drink. I went to see a mate of mine and bought a gram of cocaine. I nearly OD'd. I swear to God, I mean, a gram of cocaine, I don't say coke anyway, but a gram of cocaine, a bottle of Prosecco and a couple of lagers, I nearly OD'd. I mean, I was knocked out for, I don't know, a day on the floor, never moved, and nothing, just spark. I remember me going over, and that was it, you know, and this broke my heart. I mean, dogs can kill you. Dogs are like family, you know what I mean? And, you know, you can imagine how I felt when I lost my other dog, when I shot my dog. Whoever shot my dog are arseholes and cowards, really, to do that to my little dog, you know what I mean? Not my little dog, my bull mastiff. She was only protecting the house. She was only protecting us, you know what I mean? That's why we got her. And they killed my little dog, you know, it broke my heart. It broke my heart, mate. Anyway, and then before all that, when I lived in Kingston, right, before that, a long time before that, yeah, I had another bull mastiff, you know, and my mate Roy Atkins, or Barry Atkins, wanted her, yeah, and because we couldn't cope because the kids and this and Pat, before I got the other bull mastiff, and she was a little bit of a cow, and anyway, she needed to go somewhere where she could run around and all this, that, and the other, but she was a bit of a bad dog, you know. And I said, look, can you cope with her? Can you handle her? And he said, yeah, I'll put her in the farm. She'll be okay, right? You know what I mean? And she can run around this, that, and the other. So, okay. And she loved me to death, but she was a cow, you know what I mean? She would, like, she was so unpredictable. She would, like, not me or Danny or the child, but anybody come in, she was like, she'd be on them, she was just ripping to pieces, and she was big. She was, what, 13 stone? She was massive, powerful, really vicious, big head. Anyway, I took her, and I said, look, you know, she's a beautiful dog. Donut, her name was Donut. And she was absolutely beautiful. And he took her. It was a beige one, beige with a white front, big head she had. She was massive. She had a big head. And she took her, right, a couple of years. And I had to go over there to see him about something. I went over there, and I said, where's Donut? He said, she's up there in the field. So I walked up to the field, Donut. Also, she came running over, and she looked at me, and she just went mad, like crazy. Like, I never seen anything like it in my life. She went absolutely crazy, cuddling me, pulling me to the floor, licking me all over, crying. I felt gutted, mate. My heart was pounding. I couldn't believe it. And I said, why is she up here? He said, well, what she does, Ray, she disappears, and she goes up there, all around the fields and the woods, stays up there and comes back later on and goes in the kennel and goes to sleep. And that's what she does every day. I was gutted, mate. Anyway, I was done what I had to do, and got in the car with my mate and went. And about, 3 hours later, he phoned me up. He said, "You got the dog? Did you pick the dog up, mate?" I went, "No." He said, "She ran at the gate, mate. When you went, she ran at the gate." I went, "You're joking." And she'd followed the car. She'd run after the car. She didn't want me. She wanted to come back with me. Do you know, it broke my heart. And he just said she'd never come back. You know, I said, "Look, have you got any photographs of it? Anything?" I had photographs. I took some photographs and stuck them all on the trees round there. Oh man, it got me. I feel like crying now. She was so beautiful, you know what I mean? Anyway, that's about my dogs. And anyway, this is Ray Bang Hill. Please press the like button and subscribe. Everybody that watches YouTube loves dogs. Tell me about your dogs. Comment about my dogs and what you would have done. And anyway, have a nice day. Yeah, bye-bye.